I am Neeraj sir. We are going to study science lesson number 4, measurement of matter. So in the previous video we have already seen the basic concepts related to this lesson so that we can understand the lesson properly. So at the starting of the lesson you can see some questions are there. Can you recall? Can you tell? So these are the previous concepts which we have already studied in the previous class, and we are recalling that subject or that topic so that we can again come into contact with the new lesson. So can you recall, can you tell me the molecular formula of all these compounds? So let us see. Salt. Salt is nothing but the common salt which we use at home. So salt is nothing but NaCl. That is also known as sodium chloride. So you know that compounds are formed by the chemical combination of two or more atoms in a fixed ratio. So here also two atoms are combined together chemically, that is sodium and chlorine. So what is the ratio of this? 1:1. One sodium and one chlorine atom. In the same way, water. What is the molecular formula of water? You all know. It is very simple, H2O. So here, what is the simplest ratio of this compound? It is 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. So that's why ratio is 2:1. Now let us see lime. Lime is calcium oxide, CaO. Here one calcium atom and one oxygen atom is there. That's why the ratio is 1:1. Now slaked lime. Slaked lime is nothing but calcium hydroxide. So here you can see three atoms are involved, calcium, oxygen and hydrogen. And you can see the brackets is given in the OH. So OH is known as hydroxide. Why it is hydroxide? Because hydro means hydrogen, oxide means oxygen. So these are joined, that's why hydroxide. So here both O and H are written in the bracket. It means that there are two atoms of hydrogen and two atoms of oxygen. So that's why if you see the ratio, 1 calcium, 2 oxygen and 2 hydrogen. So this is the simplest ratio of slaked lime. So when this slaked lime is dissolved in water, you get the lime water, that is calcium hydroxide in the liquid form. So this slaked lime and the lime water are same, only one is liquid form and this slaked lime is in the solid form, simple. Now limestone. Limestone is calcium carbonate, CaCO thrice. Here three atoms are involved, calcium, carbon and oxygen. 1 calcium, 1 carbon and 3 oxygen. So this is the simplest ratio of calcium carbonate. So these type of many more compounds we have seen in the previous class. Now let us see the relationship between limestone and slaked lime. This experiment also we have seen in the previous year. I hope you will remember this. That experiment is lime water turns milky. So let us see how this limestone is obtained. So this limestone is obtained from the earth crust due to various chemical biological reactions. Millions years ago, various living things are buried underground and that substances are converted to various minerals. So one of the mineral is calcium carbonate. So this calcium carbonate is obtained from the earth crust. Now when it is heated or when it is decomposed, it will give calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. And now this calcium oxide, if dissolved in water, then it will form calcium hydroxide. And this is calcium hydroxide is nothing but slaked lime, or if it is dissolved in water, it is lime water. So when we want to convert this slaked lime or lime water again into calcium carbonate, you can blow carbon dioxide gas here by experiment or by simply by mouth, because our mouth also, when we exhale the air, carbon dioxide is exhaled. So when we blow air from our mouth in this solution, that solution is turning milky because of the formation of calcium carbonate. This experiment already we have seen. We have blown some air by our mouth in this solution and this calcium carbonate is formed. Whitish substance is started to form. So that is calcium carbonate. So this is the whole cycle of calcium carbonate. So students, let's grow into the work of the great scientist Antoine Lavoisier. So students, now we will see an introduction to scientist. We all know that behind every subject or behind every field, there is some historical background. And there are many genius minds and excellent workers who have given a lot of contribution to that particular field. So before starting a new topic or before learning a subject, we should know the historical background of that particular subject. So we must know about some famous scientist who has given a lot of contribution to that subject. So in this lesson we will discuss about Antoine Lavoisier. So he was a French scientist, also known as father of modern chemistry, and he has given a substantial contributions in the field of chemistry, biology and economics. So we will see some of his major contributions in the field of chemistry. So he has given the nomenclature of oxygen and hydrogen, and he had showed that matter combines with oxygen during combustion. So combustion is nothing but the process of burning. So in the process of burning, the oxygen gas is involved. If oxygen is not there, the combustion will not happen. So this is showed by this famous scientist Antoine Lavoisier. And he was the first to use accurate weighing techniques to weigh reactants and products in a chemical reaction. And you all know that what are reactants and products. Reactants are the substance which take part in a chemical reaction, and products are the substance which are formed during a chemical reaction. And he has discovered that water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. You all know that the molecular formula of water is H2O. So water is made up of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So this is discovered by Antoine Lavoisier. And he was author of the first book on modern chemistry. And he was the first writer of the law of conservation of mass in a chemical reaction, which we have studied earlier. And except all this contribution, there are few more contribution, like he has studied the elements such as oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, mercury, zinc and sulfur. And he has also assigned systematic names to the compounds, example sulfuric acid, sulfate and sulfite. So these were some of the most important contribution of the famous scientist Antoine Lavoisier. Students, before understanding the laws of chemical combination, let us understand a simple activity. So the apparatus required for the activity is conical flask, you can see, a test tube, calcium chloride solution, sodium sulfate solution and a digital weighing balance. So first we have to weigh this arrangement in the on the weighing balance, and we will note down the weight of the whole arrangement, that is 300.23 grams. And one more thing is that you should close these conical flasks by rubber stopper so that there is no rise or gain in the weight of this arrangement. So we have noted the weight of the reactants, that is 300.23 grams. Next, we have to start the reaction. For starting the reaction, we should mix this calcium chloride solution in the test tube with the sodium sulfate solution of the conical flask. So for mixing these two solution, we have to tilt this conical flask in this way so that both the solution get mixed and the new products will be formed. So after some times you can see the change in color, some white precipitate is formed. That's why you can conclude that the products are formed. So white precipitate of calcium sulfate is formed in the NaCl solution. So it means that there is a change in color, it's a chemical change and reaction is completed. Now after completion of the reaction, you again weigh the weight of products. So you can see the weight of product is also similar to the reactants, that is 300.23 gram. Okay, new substances are formed but the weight is constant. So it means that during a chemical reaction or during a chemical change, the weight of the reactants and weight of the product is constant. So this is the law of conservation of matter. Means matter is neither gained nor lost during a chemical reaction. So this law is given by the famous scientist Antoine Lavoisier. He is also known as father of modern chemistry. And this law, he has studied lot of such reactions and he has concluded that whenever two or more reactants react with each other and they form new products, but the total mass of the reactant and total mass of the product is remain constant. So mass is nothing but it's a part of matter. So you can say that matter is neither gained nor lost during a chemical reaction. Or in other words, you can say that total weight of the reactants and total weight of the product is remained constant in a chemical reaction. So this is the very simple and very interesting important law of chemical combination, that is law of conservation of matter. So let us see this law in the form of chemical equation. Students, you can see the reactants are written on the left side and products are written on the right side. Here calcium chloride is reacted with sodium sulfate to give calcium sulfate plus sodium chloride. And you should remember that reactants are always written on the left side and products are written on the right side, and in between the reactants and product there is an arrow. An arrow should always point towards the product. And the most important thing, you should write something here if it is required. In this reaction no heat is required and no other conditions are required, that's why we have not written anything. But if heat is required, you can write small triangle, and there are various other conventions which we will learn in the higher classes. Now in the previous chart we have seen the weight of the reactant is 300.23 gram and weight of the product is 300.23 gram, same. So by this you can come to conclusion that the weight of the reactants is same as the weight of product. So this is nothing but law of conservation of matter. So you can summarize this law of conservation of matter in other words like this. In a chemical reaction, the total weight of reactants is same as the total weight of the products. So as simple as that. Don't get confused. It is very simple thing that weight is remaining constant and weight is nothing but part of matter. So the matter is neither gained nor lost. So you can use this definition or the previous definition. Both are equal and same. So by this, I hope you have understood the law of conservation of matter. Now in the next video we will see the law of constant proportion.